Good evening, and welcome to another game in the series I Am Bad at Dawn of War 2. This time we are looking at a really neat game between me playing as the Eldar with a really nice elite skin, maneuvering the Eldar Warlock as my chosen champion, whereas my opponent is playing as a Space Marine Force Commander. This map is quite interesting because there's an extremely important decision as to what are you doing right when the game begins. Where are you sending your hero, and where are you sending your first and second squad? And I sent my Warlock on the right side, thinking that I would run into some scouts. And right here I made the questionable decision of engaging the Force Commander with my Howling Banshees as the scouts were firing on them, and I lost quite a few models there. Yeah, I lost 3 models to that. And instead of running into scouts on this side, I ran into a squad of tactical marines. So right here I'm taking some time to lick my wounds and decide what I'm going to do next. I also got my first warp generator here, and this is actually Elite 2.6. So Dire Avengers have less health per model right now. That's the main change which affects me right now, because Dire Avengers will melt a lot faster in a straight out gunfight against, for example, tactical marine squads, even more than they did before. And I cannot let a squad of Avengers fight against a Force Commander or another hero with high melee damage. Now I've got my Guardian, my Shuriken weapon squad here, and I'm engaging the Force Commander again with my Banshees. However, this time my Warlock is also here, and he overshoots his grenade, and I managed to take the Force Commander down, which is a very nice first victory for me, given that the first engagement went was pretty unfavorable for me. I actually quite like this map because there's this power here and this power here, and your natural power is not that far away from your base, but it's still quite easy to go for a power bash. My Guardian weapon team is picking up a fight with these Marines, and my Warlock is trying to peel off a model. On this side, my Dire Avengers and... Where are my Banshees? Oh, my Banshees are already in base. Lost another 2 models. Now, in many of my games, I did forego getting any Banshees at all, which is... I was under the impression that Banshees do bleed quite easily, so why make them at all? Why not go for 3 Dire Avengers and a Shuriken cannon, or 2 Dire Avengers and 2 Shuriken teams? However, this does not play very well into the Eldar philosophy. Someone who's much more experienced at the game told me recently that as an Eldar player, you should never send one squad to fight by itself. You should always send two squads, because the way Eldar squads is that they complement each other quite well. His grenade was quite okay, but to no avail. I managed to make him retreat. And on this side, you can see that my Banshees made his tactical squad retreat. Now, you can argue, and it's quite arguable in fact, that I should be doing a lot better than him, given that he's been on two squads all this time and I've been on three squads. And he's just getting right now his assault marines. My warlock, undaunted and fearless, charges into the tactical marines with the support of the Dire Avengers. Right. It's so easy to lose Banshee models against scouts. So my Banshees retreat here, and actually almost all my squads retreat. I destroyed his power nodes right here using my my Shuriken weapon team. Though that might not have been the best distribution of resources in the game. Now we're at 3 squads each, and we're going on into tier 2 at the same time. Also, this game is spectated by 3 or 4 people, so I was a bit tense as to how my performance, how I would perform under this kind of, well, it's not pressure really, but yeah, I mean, when 4 or 5 people are spectating the game on the side of your opponent, you do tend to get a little bit tense. My opponent is going for a power bash, but I am able to route it quite efficiently, and here you can see the beauty of getting Howling Banshees. I managed to take down his scout squad, which is quite a big deal, since honestly, tactical marine squads aren't that bad to deal with as an Eldar player. What's difficult to deal with are the scouts. The scouts are really awful to deal with in tier 1. I've fought once against a friend who he used to play apothecary with 2 or 3 scout squads, and he would upgrade them with the invisibility trait or war gear, and they would be a real nightmare. I lost a falcon too once to scout grenades. So scouts, I believe are the most important, or one of the most important parts in the Space Marine army. And I managed to take out another squad of my opponent. This game right now should be in my hands. I should be able to win this. I did not know that. I did not realize, because my game sense is too weak at this point in time. I did not realize that he had only one incomplete squad left. So I should be able to close in the game right here. But because my victory point control was so atrocious, he has a lot of time to recover. Also, this thing right here, this mallet, will cause me so much trouble. Undescribably, it's beyond description how much trouble this is going to cause me. I already lost three Banshee models to this guy. My Warlock is in danger. This does not this does not look very well for me. Even though I should be in I should have the number advantage right here because I managed to wipe 2 squads and I have not lost 1 squad. I'm still afraid of my opponent, and this engagement goes in his favor, and I'm unable to press my advantage right here. So when you reduce your opponent to 1 squad, you should be able to cap the third victory point. However, it is not the case right here, unfortunately, and he even manages to... I think... Does he take out my Falcon here? I forgot. Yeah, he even manages, due to my carelessness, to take out my Falcon. That's not the first Falcon I lose to whatchamacall last cannon devastators. Or how I used to call them, devastators. Which is more dicey than usual. This is a great victory for him, and puts him back into the game. My Falcon shouldn't have not approached those devastators, out of the simple reasoning that given that they are devastators, they will get eventually a last cannon. So I can feel the salt even now. I think I was pretty salty back then. I'm perhaps even saltier right now because I saw what kind of advantage I was able to get, but and I lose my Banshees. As I said, the Thunder Hammer, man, the Thunder Hammer. What you going to do against it? So right now, the game has been reset. Losing the the game has been super reset. I lost the Falcon, the Banshees, and now the Shuriken squad. And I'm semi-panicking. My opponent is actually going tier 3. All which I have right now is my hero, a squad of Reapers, and my trusty Avenger squad, which is level 2. Also, my opponent has an appreciable amount of red. Yeah, fortunately for me, Reapers have that ability which makes them suppress things, and this is going to be quite useful for me. Now, the ECU is that Reapers are fine and everything, but he still has a Force Commander with a Thunder Hammer. And I think this game is an extremely good representation of what silly mistakes do. So, if any of you are watching and have an extremely good game sense, this must be jarring for you, losing so many squads in so little time. It was the same for me when I played. The game is right now in his favor. He has a Force Commander with a Thunder Hammer, and I'm not exactly sure what to do. I'm getting a Fire Dragon squad in an act of desperation. He has Terminators on the field, and what I'm going to try to do right now is exploit his lack of speed and exploit my so-called well, it's said that one of the advantages which Eldar should have, at least from a lore standpoint, is that they're very fast. And I also have quite a lot of red right here. I'm making a Wraith Lord. knowing that, I mean, a Wraith Lord is quite an appropriate way to deal with the Force Commander. Because the Thunder Hammer, if he gets rid of the Thunder Hammer, then many of my problems are gone. If he doesn't get rid of the Thunder Hammer is not really that good against the Wraith Lord. So this is my pattern of thought right here. And here you can see what I meant by abusing his lack of speed. If he goes after my Fire Dragons, he has Dark Reapers firing on him. If he goes after the Dark Reapers, he has Fire Dragons firing on him. So it's a lose-lose situation for these Terminators. And now I discover that the Eldar also have global abilities, and I use the Fleet of Foot, or whatever it's called, Fleet of Foot? Fleet of something. And this is one of the moments in this game where I realize that, hey, I might actually turn things around and win. There's only one Terminator left, and he doesn't have... he isn't that healthy. 172. So close. Now, even if the Terminator survives, I mean, reinforcing 12, oh dear, and he survives. There's no reason going into that. That was mildly frustrating, but the simple act of reinforcing those Terminators should be enough of an economic disadvantage on him. And my Wraith Lord is up. I can start smacking the Force Commander and making him pay for killing my Banshees, killing my Shuriken team, and causing all sorts of distress in this game. See? The Thunderhammer doesn't do very much against him. Now, unfortunately, all of my army is inside, is retreated, so there's not very much I can do here. Now he still has Devastators. I'm not sure what I did here. So he almost lost his Terminator, so he did a tactical mistake, and I'm going to do another terrible mistake here by leaving the Wraith Lord to fight the Devastators. I don't know what I did here, so this is just plain noobery. I lost my Wraith Lord, and that is not something which you should do at any skill level. Though, at least, at the very least, I am no longer losing squads randomly while actually not paying attention to them. So I'm losing them because I'm underestimating what they can do. But in this case, it was just a really silly kind of oversight. Because right in my first few games when I was playing as the Space Marines, I would lose scout squads. I would forget about them. So I'm no longer doing that, but I'm doing mistakes which are more jarring, actually. I'm not sure exactly what I wanted to say there. So I'm calling GG here. I'm calling GG here because I thought there's no way he can recover from this. He has basically everything. But I mean, I still continue fighting. I took out 2 Stern Guards with the grenade. I called GG. This is not a very gentlemanly thing to do, but after calling GG, I am still fighting. I mean, just for the laughs, just for the fun of it, perhaps. And to see whether I can still do something more as a thought experiment rather than anything serious. And it's actually quite interesting that I still have some victory points right here, given how atrocious my control of victory points has been in this game. The Force Commander lives, unfortunately. Fire Dragons OP. Even though they got nerfed, so you have to upgrade them if you want them to be immune to knockback abilities. Now, this is an oversight on the part of my opponent. He's engaging with his Terminators only now. And I'm able to get... Well, they're not pot shots, but they're some kind of shots with the fire dragons. He's using his ultimate right here. And I'm a bit at a loss right here because I wasn't actually sure whether he used his ultimate on his Terminators on purpose or not. Given that I called GG, but he didn't. He actually... It was an honest mistake right there. He left his Terminators in the path of his orbital bombardment. So this gives me hope again, because the fact that he lost 2/3 of his health, of the health on his Terminators, is no laughing matter. So this is another point in the game where I thought to myself, wait, maybe I can win this game. Maybe it's not all that bad. He lost his Terminators, okay. We're equal again. All he has is his Librarian and... well, actually, he has quite a lot. The Librarian, a level 2 Stern Guard, a level 3 Devastator Squad. Yeah, he's floating, so... Oh yeah, I'm floating quite a lot of red right here. This is another point where I must improve. I'm not exactly sure what to spend my red on as Eldar. I'm making another Falcon. I actually forgot about this part. I'm making another Falcon, and he's making a Land Raider Redeemer. Oh my goodness. Well, this is a desperation move right here, getting the Falcon. In the same way StarCraft 2 players make Dark Templars when... StarCraft 2 Protoss players make Dark Templars when they're about to lose the game and they want to make a last-ditch effort to not lose the game. I'm not sure how long the reign of my Falcon will be. Falcons also got nerfed, so their speed has been quite significantly reduced, and here you can see that last cannon again. Why am I... Oh dear. Oh dear. Painful mistakes. Painful mistakes. Painful mistakes. Painful mistakes. My Falcon is dead. And here I see his Land Raider, and I think to myself, there's nothing which I can do against it. My Fire Dragons are dead, and I have no anti-AV left, so... this is the finals. This will be my final GG. I'm not sure whether it's humanly possible to do anything from this position. But this was an extremely entertaining game for me when I played it. So after I was on, I had no regret in losing, because it was so back and forth. I mean, really good games are back and forth because both players make extremely good plays. This game was back and forth because we made a lot of silly mistakes. Mine were the sillier, I think. And here I asked my opponent whether he used orbital bombardment on his Terminators on purpose, and he did not. So, lamenting the loss of your Falcon twice in a game will not make you better, but it will help you get better to the capacity that you're able to analyze why you did that mistake. Fire Dragons are indeed pretty good. The rest of this game is his Land Raider massacring my base. And I'm getting another Wraith Lord to try and take a few jabs at his Land Raider. He's getting his second point right now. And my Wraith Lord is here, ready to avenge the destruction of his Eldar companion, but unfortunately the victory points are running out, and so is the game. Thank you for viewing, and I hope to get better at the game. Good evening and good night, and see you soon. Thank you very much.